We're here at our headquarters fire station, located in the central part of our jurisdiction, located right behind Epcot theme park, and it services Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and the resorts surrounding those theme parks.
Okay, so talk to me about the magnitude of service and the work that you all provide here.
Sure, we deliver service 24/7, 365 with over 200 professional public safety personnel, ranging from firefighter, paramedics, EMTs, 911 dispatchers, fire inspectors, all in service every day, protecting the public that come to enjoy the tourism event, activities around property.
So when there's an emergency within the theme parks, can you kind of walk me through, like if something were to happen and someone's injured, talk to me about that, the different roles that you all play and how you spring into action and where?
We have a unique EMS service delivery program where we provide paramedics and EMTs inside the theme park areas, and that helps reduce patient contact time. So if an emergency were to happen inside a theme park, someone requiring medical attention, when they dial 911, we dispatch those EMS team personnel first. So we have rapid patient contact. So they're well within the park boundaries and they can respond quickly to help a patient in need.
Mm-hmm. Can you talk about the other services, inspections, for example? That's such a vital, obviously, service. So talk about that, what it entails, where you do it, the magnitude of it.
Right. We have a team of fire prevention personnel that each have different responsibilities, varying from fire plans review to fire code inspections. So some of the unique structures you see here on property, before the first shovel is put into the ground, we have a team of professionals that are looking to build it safely, make sure they have the proper fire protection systems in place and that exit passageways, and should an emergency happen, that we can get guests out quickly. And then we have an inspection program where inspectors get out across property, inspect the resorts and attractions, and they do that to maintain proper fire code compliance.
And those are the rides.
Correct.
Talk about what you're working on here. We're talking about the rides that all of us go on.
Yes, very intricate systems in these attractions that are out here. So any number of the attractions that you name are all integrated fire alarm systems into the attraction system, and the systems talk to each other so that if there were a fire or an emergency, we have a sequence of events that we implement to evacuate the building, come on site, and mitigate the situation. So for example, you may have a smoke alarm that goes off an attraction that may activate a smoke control system, may activate the ride audio to shut down and lights to come on, and then the cast members can assist in a very orchestrated evacuation.
Mm-hmm. What is it like to do this job here?
It's unique. It's what draws a lot of the employees that work here is the uniqueness, the property that we serve. Most fire agencies, they have a commercial district and a residential properties that they protect in communities. Our community is almost exclusively a tourist destination with a transient population that comes in and comes out. So it's very unique. The structures are unique, which require unique prepared plans to respond and mitigate incidents. A lot of property knowledge. So you can imagine off-property, other fire departments can take you to an address during an emergency. Well, here when we're responding inside some of the theme parks, there aren't particular addresses that are of use to us because there are multiple addresses down Main Street in Magic Kingdom. So we have to know how to get backstage, get on stage quickly, and to make contact with the emergency.
It's unique, like you said. It's unlike responding anywhere else, right, in the world.
Correct.
I mean, responding inside theme parks, into rides, and
all the structures are unique. They're heavily themed, as you can see when you get out there and enjoy the theme parks. Even Disney Springs, when you get well into Disney Springs, knowing about the access and how to get to different places and know about the building design and architecture, the fire protection systems that are in place. And then also for our paramedics that are out there, they're knowing the safest route and the quickest route to get to personnel. It's unlike a typical community. They really have to know their area.
Mm-hmm. Are you struck by the responsibility when you think about the magnitude of people that come here and the?
It's a big undertaking. I'm proud to work with a team of professionals, our fire chief, deputy fire chief, fire marshal, and a team of assistant chiefs and shift commanders that take the responsibility very seriously so that we can put our head down on our pillow at night and know that we're ensuring that we're keeping the community safe. We have advanced systems in our trucks. We have all types of computer technology to get us to the call quickly, to triage the call properly so that we're not responding emergency when we don't have to, because many of the emergencies we go on are not actually true emergencies. For example, a stub toe. You know, you don't want to go lights and sirens down a highway if you don't need to. So the team here really puts all that together, and we're proud that, you know, we take that responsibility on proudly.
One of the things I have learned today, or I have a new appreciation of today, and I think it may be the same for you, is the importance of the relationship between the district and Disney, and how it only works because you work together.
Yes, that is absolutely true. Many of us have been here I've been here over 20 years, and many of us have built relationships over with personnel in both the Disney and non-Disney resort areas, and those relationships are paramount to ensuring a successful operation. Our operation directly impacts the tourism industry here on property. So if we were to go at an incident and we shut down a roadway, that affects tourism here. It may affect a hotel check-in, check-out process. It may affect dinner reservations, flights. So we take that very seriously, and those relationships are key, that we understand how our operation impacts them, and we work with each other. It's a symbiotic relationship. So we keep them well informed of what's going on with an incident and how quickly we're able to mitigate it, and then they're able to relay that to their guests that are in their area to quickly get back to business. And it's all based on the relationship.
I have to ask, because you don't have to answer me, you know, personally you, but just as a whole, the district as a whole, your department as a whole, are you guys worried about that relationship because of what you're seeing play out in court, in the headlines, really across the world right now?
That's a fair question. Obviously, change is concerning to anybody, just as a human being, and change in the fire service, as any fire service professional will tell you, that we don't do well with change. But the fact is that we still have a community to serve. The people here today will be here tomorrow and into the future, and we have an obligation and a duty and commitment to serve and protect them. So that mission will not change. We're looking forward to the future to see what it has to bring. Those cases that are in litigation don't directly involve the fire department.
Right.
And so we just try to impress upon our staff and our personnel to keep up the great work that we do each and every day, service the community. We still have relationships that have not changed, and we value and treasure those relationships. They're very important to us. We have a long-standing tradition of working with the Walt Disney World Company and other resorts here on property on ensuring they're well protected and that we have a strong relationship.
What has been the mood, the feeling when you hear a lot of the rhetoric going back and forth? If you can talk about that. I mean, you have our governor saying we're going to build a prison, and then you have, you know, Disney sparking back at him. I mean, it's been hard, and you guys are kind of right in the middle of it all.
Sure, and you know, my colleagues both in the department and outside the department do ask those same questions about how the rhetoric out there affects us, and we try to do our best to not get absorbed into that. You know, the stories out there are the stories, and what will play out the way it is, and we just try to reaffirm to our crews that it's important to focus on the mission. And as a fire department, you know, as long as we have the resources that we need, the personnel, the training that we need, we're going to continue to deliver great service no matter what the organization, and we look forward to the new relationship.
You said you had numbers. You mentioned you have numbers in terms of, I don't even know, the number of people here, number of people you serve. Can you just, the numbers you got in the email, hit me with the numbers, whatever you got.
Sure, we're proud of some of the statistics really that for the lion's share of the work that we do is emergency medical services, EMS. Elsewhere around the country, you have about a 10% chance of surviving cardiac arrest. And here on property, it's between 60 and 70%. And we're proud of that statistic. That means when you're unconscious in cardiac arrest and in a shockable rhythm, 60 to 70% of the time, that person is going to walk out of the hospital, as opposed to 10% throughout the rest of the country. And we attribute that to, of course, our training, the personnel that we have in the theme parks, also a very strong partnership with property owners here for a public access defibrillation program. Greater than 80% of the time in cardiac arrest, a defibrillator is on the patient's chest before we arrive. And that is an outstanding statistic, especially for communities that really strive to launch a public access defibrillation program. We are proud to have partnered with the Walt Disney World Company and other resorts to have a very strong defibrillation program and get hands on the patient as quickly as we can.